Good evening. Thank you for joining tonight as we are gathering on Tuesday, June 19th. For those of you guys that are coming on a recording, welcome. And just so you know that these B.E.S.T and sound sessions are meant for the collective. So even if you feel called to do the session tonight, that was just for your calling that you needed support with. A little explanation for the emotions that we work on through the B.E.S.T treatment. When we have an emotion come up, this is an interference in the nervous system. And when this emotion shows up in our life, usually we have this underlying feeling of this emotion, an underlying distress, an underlying trigger, or a representation of the nervous system to feel unsafe. So when we work with this nervous system and these emotions that show up, we're allowing the nervous system to respond in a calm manner, to not be triggered, to feel safe, and to integrate anything that is showing up for us. So that's kind of just give you an understanding of the emotions that we are working with when we work with B.E.S.T, and always bringing the nervous system back down to calmness, back down to the ability for it to be adaptable in life. So if you're joining and starting, we start in a nice comfortable position, usually laying down with our hand on our heart and our hand on our belly, breathing in and out, feeling the breath come into the belly, into the body, and out of the body. This is the time where we will allow whatever needs to come up to come up. If you have a monkey mind right now, just allow it to be. If you find that you have a monkey mind and it's triggering you, feel into that. Feel into what is showing up for you right now. What is feeling maybe triggered or uncomfortable. Just being aware and observant of where you're at right now. If something in your life is bothering you, just feeling into that, feeling into what is showing up for you in your life right now. And just allowing it to just settle in, feeling into the body. Again, just welcoming you to have one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, just feeling into self. Observing, being aware. And as we start tonight, we're just going to bring awareness into the body. Bringing in awareness to the first 7 chakras, or the first energy systems of the body, chakra points. And tonight, what we're going to do, and every night we do this, is that we start to recognize where these energy centers are. And as we go through the body, you're just going to bring awareness of what it is that your body is feeling into in each center. There's representation of each center, each energy point, what is showing up for you in your life right now. Just being really observant and aware of where you're at right now in this present moment and where your mind may wander. At the base of the spine, down at the bottom, the pelvic floor, this is chakra 1, root chakra. And as we feel into this root, we're feeling into the physical body, feeling into chakra 1, root chakra, and all the way down into the legs, to the feet, and to the toes. Feeling in and being aware of how you've been feeling in your legs lately. Any of the organs or skeletal system in this whole area feeling in energetically how I've been feeling in life. How have I been showing up and walking through life right now? Feeling into the body. Who am I rooted in? Where I step into the world, how I'm showing up. Where am I belonging? And just feeling into any of the areas of the root chakra, feeling into any of these physical body and emotional body centers. Just feeling into what is showing up for you in the last little bit. And I'll be doing a sound for every chakra point, energy point. And as we feel into the vibrations of the sound, you're just going to be aware and observant of how this lands in the body. Feeling into the sound of root chakra 1, Lam. And feeling on how that landed within the body. As we move up to chakra 2, sacral chakra, just below the navel, feeling into this energy system, this energy point in your body. This is where our emotional balance point is. Vitality, sexuality, movement, the grounding within my creative womb space, my creativity. Feeling into the areas physically and emotionally, what has been showing up for you. And just be aware and observant if there's any part of the body that's feeling and aches or pains as we move through, knowing that this is a body responding or communicating with you that something is showing up. And the sound is Vam. And just feeling into how that may landed into the body. As we move up to above the navel, which is our solar plexus. Feeling into this beautiful power center of the energies. Chakra 3, solar plexus. Feeling into my personal power. Feeling into this fire within. My desires, my personal emotions. Feeling into what this feels for me right now. And feeling into this whole area of the upper digestive system, the lower parts of the lungs and how we breathe. Just feeling into how you've been feeling lately. How has this been showing up for you? And just tap into yourself, tap into what is showing up, what is the answers, what are the questions. Just feeling into what is showing up and what's arising within you as we hold space for the chakra 3, bringing attention to the area. And the sound is Ram. Just feeling into that third chakra, feeling into how that may have landed within the body. As we move into the heart, chakra 4, feeling into the center. As we feel into this, we feel into all the way into our fingertips. These are extensions of our heart. Feeling into heart chakra. How do I receive and how do I give my love to myself and to others? the feeling into my love. How deeply can I feel into this, in my relationships, into compassion, feeling into all the physical body parts of the area of the heart, lungs, skeletal system, the rib cage, all the arms, the shoulders, feeling into what has been showing up for you lately, receiving and giving love. And the sound is yam. Just feeling into how that may have landed within the body. And as we move into the throat chakra, speaking with my mouth and hearing with my 2 ears, how I've been receiving communication and how I've been giving communication. How I've been feeling in my self-expression, my creativity, and how do I manifest with my words? Do I take the time to really listen? Feeling into where you've been at lately and feel into the whole physical realm of the area, from all the way across the bottom of your eyes to your ears, all the way down to your throat, feeling into this whole area of what has been physically and emotionally showing up for you lately. Or maybe something how people may not be hearing you. How is that feeling within the body? And the sound is ham. Feeling on how that may have landed within yourself in the throat area. And we move up to the third eye, chakra 6. I invite you to close your eyes and roll your eyes up, looking at between your eyebrows, feeling the activation of this, feeling the tension behind your eyes. And this is the first of the energy spiritual chakras. So we're going out from the physical body up into the brain area, up into above, feeling into where have I been feeling into connection into my intuition, my inner vision, my perception, my clairvoyance, my inspiration and my visions, connections into chakra 6. Feeling into this whole area of chakra 6, your sinuses, your eyes, you're feeling into the back of your brain areas, the activation of your pineal gland, feeling into how this feels as we land and as we bring awareness to the third eye, chakra 6. How is this feeling into the body? And the sound is Om. Just feeling on how that landed in the body. And we move up to the top of the head, chakra 7, crown chakra. Feeling into the body, feeling into this area of the connection. As we move into the above the head, this is the connection to higher. And this is where we really feel into our bodies, feeling into our belief systems, of feeling into the connection above us. Is that universe? Is that God? Is that divine? Is that collective? Just feeling into how do I feel connected into any spiritual that's beyond and above my body, my higher self. Just feeling into the other realms of what you may have or may not be connected to. Or maybe this is not in your belief and just feel into that. Also feel into the areas physically of the body, and with your upper skull, the skin on your head, the brain structures of the cerebral cortex, all the connections of the circuits in the brain into the body of the nervous system. And just feeling into this connection, feeling into anything that you can bring awareness and observations to. And the sound is silent. Good. And as we bring awareness to all these center points, what we're going to do now is we're going to start the bioenergetic synchronizing technique session, and we're going to start with the central channel breath. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to visualize a channel that starts from the top of that head, the top of the head where we are connected into the higher realms. And we're going to go straight down through the physical body, feeling into this small channel that starts from the top of the head that goes all the way down through the middle of the body, down through the pelvic floor, through between the legs to your feet. If you're laying down, it's in between the legs to your feet. If you're sitting up, it's right down through the pelvic floor to the earth. And this is a small, kind of visualize it as thick as a straw, because we're going to be pulling light and love, the energy of love, through the body. So when we're pulling it through, it's almost as you want to feel like sucking up a really thick milkshake. And we want to feel this activation through the body. So before we start, we're just going to start to visualize a white light 2 inches above our head, feeling into the connection of this. And this light is filled with the most purest form of love, maybe something you've never experienced, but may can feel and tap into at this point. And what you're going to do is, as we bring awareness into this area, you're going to start, and when you're ready, with your next inhale, you're going to start to draw this love and light through the top of the crown chakra and come down through the channel. And you're going to come all the way down into that belly, the bowl of the pelvic floor. And you're going to pull it down, filling the belly full, holding it there just for a moment, just to feel that connection into the belly, before exhaling it out through the pelvic floor, down through the legs to the feet, holding about 2 inches below the feet. Holding it there just to bring awareness before inhaling it back up through the legs, through the pelvic floor to the bowl, the belly, feeling into this, and then exhaling it up through the body up to the head. And you're going to go back and forth, feeling like almost flossing the light through the body. And what we're going to do is we want to feel that real deep pull down through, feeling the connection of each energy point being touched by the light and love. And just so you know, if this is the first time you're doing it, just bring intentions to the breath. So if you can't see the light and love, and you can't see it pull through, there's areas of the body that you can't see the light being moved through, that's totally perfect. Just being aware of what you can and cannot see is what we need to start with. Just bringing awareness of what is being present, what is being seen, what is being felt. That's all you need to do at any point, anytime you do this. So just keep breathing back and forth, feeling a breath, pulling, pausing at each exhale and each inhale. So as you're pulling the breath through, we're just pausing at the belly and the feet and the head. And you're just going to bring awareness of how this feels, what is showing up, what are you feeling. All of these things, all of these are welcome during this time to bring awareness to the body, bring awareness to self. And as we do this, continue doing what you're doing. I'm just going to bring in 4 anchor points to the breath. Now, the 4 anchor points are just activations of the breath, the central channel breath. And this is something that if you find it's really difficult to do, it's totally fine. You can just add 1 or 2 or none or all 4. This is an opportunity for you to activate your central channel breath a little bit deeper if it feels good. What I want you to do is also be aware of where you're at tonight. And if you're not at bringing in breath or holding a certain anchor point, that's totally perfect. Everything is welcome. And all you have to do is bring awareness and observations of what is happening. So the first anchor point is the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is basically activation of chakra 1, root chakra. And at the first, you can just bring awareness to the area, feeling into what your pelvic floor does through the breath. If you're familiar with Kegels or any contractions of the pelvic floor, you can do that at any point. And this is just a very slight contraction. So if you're doing a Kegel, it's like a 5%. So if you guys need a reminder, so Kegels are basically an activation of, like I always say, I close your holes when I'm doing training. So what we're going to do is we're just going to activate closing the holes. And so with Kegels, is this basically, there's a couple different ways of doing it. I don't love saying hold your pee, but if that's something that feels like that actually feels a sensation, then yeah, use that. But I also don't ever want you doing that because it can cause irritation into the tissues down there. So just in making sure that's a very slight activation. If you do not feel anything, but the intention is there, that's all you need. I just want you to bring an intention of pelvic floor activation. For men, it's similar. You just bring in the same sensation, but instead of a Kegel when you're closing, for the men, it's like lifting the package or holding it apart. So it's the same as all the stuff. So for men, I usually do those tips to feel this contraction of the pelvic floor. So you just have the activation of chakra 1, root chakra. And again, this is very slight. It's just to bring an activation and awareness of the pelvic floor. So you can do that with when you pass through the pelvic floor, chakra 1, or you can do it the whole time. It's really up to what you feel that you can really feel connected. The first thing that I want you to do is always come back if you can pull the light through, and then add the anchor points. And this is all practice. And sometimes you can do it perfectly, and then the next time you do it, you just can't. And this is all welcome. Perfect. Anchor 2 is our heart. Now, the heart activation is a physical contraction, a feeling like almost hugging the heart. So your chest should feel like you're almost doing like a squeeze of a push-up, and your shoulder blades are coming back together. So it's this held hug around your heart. So you kind of feel this holding of the heart. And this again can come activate with you passing through, or you can do it the whole time. But what I want you to do is just to play with this. And the whole idea of the anchor points is just to feel an activation of the central channel breath, feeling the activation and awareness of where you're at, feeling the connection in your physical body during this breath. And then we're going to move up to the throat, anchor point 3. And with the breath anchor point, it's basically an activation of chakra 5, throat chakra. And we just bring our tongue to the top of the roof of the mouth, and you feel like feeling a restriction of the breath. So you should feel almost like the sound of Darth Vader. So I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to breathe in and out through the central channel breath, going up from the top of my head down to the feet. I'm just going back and forth. And anchor point 4 is our eyes. And as you flow the light through the central channel breath and the love, you're just going to follow the light with your eyes. You just, as the light and love passes through the back of the eyes, they're going to roll up, they're going towards the crown, and they're going to roll down as you go down to the feet. And when you use your eyes and you roll it and follow the love and light, I want you to feel that strain in the back of the eyes, and this is the activation of the central channel, the central nervous system within the breath. And you're just going to go back and forth, feeling this activation. And if you lose the breath, it's totally fine to start again. If you feel comfortable just bringing your hands to your heart and chest again, you know, this is where we're at, wherever you are right now. And just bringing awareness to what it is that's showing up for you right now. And as you continue with the breath, I will start to bring in emotions that are coming up for the collective tonight. And you're just going to follow along with what comes up. So breathing in and out, follow the central channel breath, feeling into this. And tonight what we're going to do is we're going to focus on breathing into as we're breathing, we're just going to bring awareness to that chakra 3, our solar plexus, into our power center. I always feel into Iron Man with the big golden ball, feeling into the fire within my desires. Who am I? I am. And you're just going to bring awareness as we are doing the central channel breath. Maybe you have a couple anchor points going. And now you just bring awareness as you're doing all this stuff to chakra 3. And just being aware of how chakra 3 feels. Where in your life have you been feeling emotionally and physically to this area? My desires, my fire within, my personal power, my self-will. Feeling into all of these physical areas of my digestive system. The deep breath into the diaphragm. How's that been feeling for you lately? Feeling into the sound of Ram. Ram. And just bringing all that into awareness. And tonight, the emotion that we're bringing in is dedication, dedicated. And so as we are breathing, and you're feeling into that self-will, personal power, the fire within, what has dedicated been coming up for you? Maybe it's you feeling that you're a lack of dedicated, or other people that are feeling that, or just the emotion of itself, feeling of dedication, dedicated. What does that mean for you? Does that feel there's a disconnect or a trigger point of anything in our society, in relationships around you, past trauma associated with dedicated, past trauma that's associated with any emotions that might be coming up, are things that might be coming up with a blockage within things that we want showing up for our life right now. So just bringing in all this awareness, dedicated. And just feeling into all the things that might be showing up right now for this. And what I do now, if you haven't been in session with me before, is I just read you this beautiful little description from Dr. Sue Morter. And what you're going to do is as I read this to you, you may find an area of the body that's feeling activated, an area of the body that's feeling a little painful or just tingling or just like really lots of sensation in it. And you're just going to bring awareness of where in my body am I feeling activation of dedicated. And when you do this, and when we go into the release point, what we're going to do is we're going to connect the two energetically. So our chakra 3, solar plexus, and the activation of dedication. And so I'm going to read this to you, and you're just going to be aware of what shows up. Dedicated. To be dedicated to that effort, to be dedicated to something of significant importance, to be dedicated to have the energy of prioritizing, of always keeping in front of your mind. Perhaps we were dedicated to something that disillusioned us or disappointed us, and it was important that we forgive and release any past experiences that is negatively associating dedicated with a way of being that is potentially dangerous. But it is also possible that we were being dedicated to something that needed to be disillusioned. Perhaps we were dedicated to circumstances that wasn't quite true. Perhaps we were dedicated to something that we needed to be disappointed about so that we could be reframing what our priorities are. We could be realigning and reassessing constantly. So to be thankful for past experiences that have been hurtful, associated with dedicated, actually sets us free in a way that allows us to redefine what we choose today to be dedicated to. Feel into this. Feel into the activation of dedicated. Where in the body do I feel an activation of dedicated? If you still don't have one, it's perfect. Just use your heart. An activation of dedicated, or your heart, which is what we'll use for activation of dedicated to your solar plexus. And as we hold that, feel into this almost like this energetic bridge being formed between the two, a reconnection of communication through the nervous system. And you can be still breathing into central pranal breath if you like, or you could just be focusing on building this connection, this bridge. Ideally, we would like you to continue doing the breath, but remember to bring yourself back to the awareness of where you're at today and what your capacity is for focusing on these two. So your eyes are going to be now closed, looking up to the right. As we breathe in, feel into this bridge being formed between the two. And what I'm going to get you to do is, as you focus on breathing into that, the bridge being formed between the solar plexus and the heart, or the solar plexus and the activation of dedicated within your own body. And these can be multiple points too. Just feeling into the reconnecting of the bridge. Feeling into that. Eyes closed, looking up to the right. Feeling into the frequency of 3. And you're going to hold your breath out for as long as you can, taking another breath when you need to. Known or unknown, subconscious, conscious, I am clear of the interference of dedicated. I give myself permission to let go of any interferences I've been holding on to. This is no longer serving me. Dedicated in the frequency of 3. I am safe. I give myself permission to let go of any of the interferences that are no longer serving me. I am safe. I am perfect. I am wanted. I am worthy. I belong. Okay, relax your breath. Feeling into the body, feeling into your whole energy system. And when you're ready, you're just going to lift up your head and look at your toes, bringing your chin to your chest and bringing back to neutral. Taking a full body breath in, pausing at the top for a moment before exhaling out. And thinking, I am clear of the interference of dedicated. Eyes open. I am clear of the interference of dedicated. Eyes closed. One more deep breath in and hold. And when you're ready to fully release, surrender into the sound. And allow the integration of the session to begin and unfold. Just bringing your breath back to conscious in and out, feeling into the body. And as you start to consciously bring the breath back in, just breathe. We're just going to come back with counts of 4, breathing in for 4, holding your breath for 4, breath out for 4, and hold out for 4. Just giving yourself a moment before physically starting to move your body. So just making sure that you're taking your time to come out of the session. If you are feeling still a little uneasy, I recommend people to walk after sessions with me. Integrate the left and right side of the brain, integration of the nervous system. And just allow your body to drink lots of water and rest. Sleep is the deepest integration for B.E.S.T work. So making sure that you take some rest tonight. Also, giving yourself time to journal and reflect on what showed up. And these are recorded and put on a Spotify account and a YouTube channel. So if you would like to do this one again or any of the other ones you haven't done, you can just follow me on all of my accounts and find me through, if you found me through here, you can message me if you can't find it, or you can go to my social medias and my LinkedIn tree, or something should link to my channels. We're usually every Tuesday at 8:15. Summer is coming up, so I will not be having sound baths from the July 5th to 20th. So there's 2 weeks there that I won't be having any sound baths, but I have them all recorded and put up on our channels. And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions or feedback. This is all a thought and idea that I had, so any feedback that you can give me, that would be fantastic. And donations are very much appreciated and sent to my email address at vashtydancero@gmail.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending your time with me and to trying out this new method of B.E.S.T and sound integration. Any feedback is really, really appreciated as I grow all of my skill sets. And yeah, so thank you so much again. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Thanks again and have a great night. And don't forget to reflect on dedicated.